All right. Okay. So my name is Karen Corrigan.
I'm Kim Tafua, and we're here today doing a Google Hangout talking about the movie Amazing Grace, and we're applying that to what we have learned in our child and family advocacy class. So our first question that we were to consider was, what doctrine in Wilbur's heart drove him to advocate? Why is the doctrine of the family so important to have in your heart to be passionate and persistent? So what I wrote was all men are children of God, which makes us family, and as such are free and equal in the eyes of God. The doctrine of the family is important to have in our heart so that as we look and see people who are different than us, be it in looks, mannerisms, culture, etc., that we remember that we are all part of God's eternal family. If we are passionate about how we feel about all God's children, our brothers and sisters, then we are more apt to take on their burdens and desires as important as our own. This can't be one-time things that we think or say or do, but continually. As we read about and watch media items that show another's burden, we can lighten their burden and help in the cause with a phone call or a letter to a government official anywhere in the world, a donation, or show support on a website for the cause.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So for me, in terms of what was in Wilbur's heart that drove him to advocate, was Wilbur was passionate about the right of every man to be equal. He believed that he was to advocate for the slaves and for other causes. Just as Wilbur fought for abolition of slavery, we are to advocate for the family and other worthy causes. The injustice of a minority. The minority is not to fill the feelings of the majority that the family is not important, meaning there is a minority that feels that family isn't as important, that there are other things like the individual or such subjects as same-sex marriage, that those that are in that minority feel like that is the way, but because they're the ones pushing the agenda, they're the ones that are being heard. And so us as the majority shouldn't just take and accept it, but we should do our part to fight for it and to realize that family is important and certain topics are important, just as Wilbur did. Um, let's see. Sometimes the minority can claim that the family is an old and stale tradition. I must constantly speak up to defend the family. Besides being an example of the importance of families, I personally must always speak up in many ways. It is not enough to agree with the importance of families. There are many ways in which to put forth my effort. For example, just as I worked on the social media page project in an effort to bring light to, for example, ours was Family Night, there are ways of using social media to show the importance of family, such as, like you mentioned, of writing a letter and speaking up, being educated about these issues. Can you see me? Hear me?
Yes, I can. You're a little
Okay, because
frozen.
yeah, my screen froze too. That was like, oh no.
Yeah, but I can hear you fine.
Okay,
So as long as we're still communicating, we're good.
okay, and I think it's because my screen froze because now I can't even move my page. Darn it. Okay, let's just, I guess, keep going. At least
Can
it's
you
still
bring it up
recording.
some? Yeah, it's still recording.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I really liked what you were saying about how the different things that we've done, such as your page. Did you do a blog page? Is that what you said?
We did a Facebook page on
A
social media.
Facebook page? Yeah, and how that kind of helped um, in your advocacy work and promoting the doctrine of the family. I thought that was kind of good. Yeah. So
Yeah, I didn't realize how something that I initially viewed as, oh, that's just kind of a waste of time. Like, I don't go on Facebook. I had started a Facebook page for some reason. I don't even know what it was, honestly. And I didn't keep it up or, don't really go on there except for because I coupon. I like a lot of pages on there. And so I just thought, I don't have time to sit there and, play with that. And then I realized after this lesson, especially after Elder Bednar's talk about how Heavenly Father is moving technology forward and for what purpose. And so it really hit me hard to realize that it's not just these individuals coming up with like new ways to do things, but it's Heavenly Father putting forth this effort, this work that we need to do our part. If He's moving it, He's putting it in motion. How are we jumping on that train, and how are we moving that work forward? And it could be something as simple as posting a message and having people respond and sharing that message, being that we have this great ability to have this media. I mean, think of like in Wilbur's time, like I said, they had a year to come up with all this research. Can you imagine if they had such a tool as social media? And yet, in a way, we take it for granted.
Right. It's so instantaneous now. I'm quite a bit older than you, so I was way before computers were in the homes and stuff. And yeah, so things did take a lot longer. And so you use the snail mail and all that to get things out. And then came emails, and now everything's just instantaneous. You've got your Instagrams and your Facebook and your Twitter, which are things I'm still not on. But the thing is we have that opportunity, and what are we using it for? Are we using it for good and for a cause? And we should be able to do that, and to show, like it says. Oh, are you there? Uh-oh. Hello. Sorry, by myself, guys. We lost Karen. We'll stay live until she comes back on. Hopefully she can join it. This is going to be interesting. Sorry, still live, but I'm waiting for Karen. Sorry, still waiting for Karen. Not sure. All right, well, I'm going to leave this, hang up on this, and hopefully we can restart it.